How do I get from the water on the bike and from the bike to the run? Hi and welcome back to Miss Runs the World. I'm Veri and today I'm talking about transition for beginners in a triathlon. What are transitions? What is important for you to know? And what are tiny hacks to improve your transition? First of all, what is a transition actually? Some people say it's like the fourth discipline of a triathlon because you can really improve your time if you're fast in a transition. So let me explain that. When you go out of the water, the time is not stopping until you go on the bike. The time is constantly going. That means it's ticking. That means if you go to the toilet, if you have a coffee, if you want to do whatever in between swimming and biking or biking and running, this time counts. So when you are very fast in this transition, your end time will be better. And therefore you call it a fourth discipline. Also, there exist classes just to practice the transition, and to be honest, this is really worth it because you can do so many mistakes, and in the situation of a competition, it's personally for me the most confusing thing ever. But let's break it down. How many transitions do we have? Of course, we have two. First of all, T1. T1 is from the water to the bike. So we swim and then go to the bike. And we have T2. T2 means we're on the bike and now we're going to the run. Two transition times and two ways to really make your end time better. Let's break it down. How does the transition area looks like? Depends, of course, of the organization, but mostly you are able to bring a bag with all of your clothes already in the morning or the day before to the area. So that means if you come to this transition area, you see your bag or you see your space with your number, and there everything shall be already prepared for the change. And this is actually a logistical hurdle because it is really, really important that everything you need to use now in the next part of the triathlon is ready. Just to give you a little bit of an idea how fast that could be, it can be really fast. If you see the pros, they pace through it like nothing in a few more or less seconds. So what I had lately in the middle distance was 11 minutes. This is too long. Way too long. Always, of course, depends a little bit on the competition. Sometimes transition zones are a little bit longer, but this one was just too long. So let's have in your head, depending a little bit on the place itself, ish around between 3 to 6 minutes maybe. Go faster, go slower, depending what you need. But yeah, don't do my transition times because actually I was asked if I either died or had a coffee in my competition, in my transition time. How to improve your transition. Put everything already in the bag how you will need it. So it does not make any sense if you put your shoes on in the end and maybe your nutrition in the front or something like that. So really think, okay, first of all, when I go into the bag, I need that, then I need that, then I need that. So all about logistics in these terms. Try it out at home, try it out with a class, try it out in real life before going into a competition because this is really something people might struggle. Remember where your stuff is. Don't just remember your number, remember where your stuff is. So that means in the day before or in the morning when you bring your bag, really stay, have a look. Is there maybe a building? Is there a tree? Is there something? Because when you go out of the water, you're so confused in this moment and you can really not see in all of the struggle, where is your number and blah, blah. No, make it faster. Remember where you parked your stuff. Then, of course, if you go into being more advanced with triathlon, there are many more tricks. Like, for example, how you can put on your shoes faster or already mount your shoes on the bike and stuff like that. But this episode is really about starters. So how to survive the transition zones. And I would recommend, if you are a starter in the triathlon, really stick to what you know, what feels good. It's not about these tiny seconds for you in the beginning. You can improve that step by step. It's about feeling confident. It's about feeling good in your equipment. It's all about being organized and not completely in a stressful situation. I hope you had fun with the transition video, and just my advice, practice, and prepare.